What's up everybody and welcome to my channel. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not being posting as regular, but as the lockdowns has been lifted, I've just been crazy busy, and I've not had any time, between work, photography, videography, family. I've had no time to come out here and upload anything for you guys. So sincere apologies for that. For not being as frequent as I promised, but sometimes, these things happen. But first of all, before I get into what it is that I want to talk to you guys about today, how about we appreciate this art here, this wall art. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you guys how you can get this done on any wall in your house, but you have to be UK based. This was done by my talented brother-in-law, and I will leave his information in the description down below, so you can go over and check out his work and get some work done. But you have to be UK based for this to work, guys. Okay, so I posted a video a while ago about, is the EOS R still valid in 2021? And I wanted to get on there and put out something else regarding to why I think this is such a powerful camera, and why isn't no one talking about it? Because everybody seemed to be hyping up the R6, the R5, and there's so many other cameras coming out, but everybody has literally forgot this bad boy. Everybody has forgot this camera, and I just want to talk about why, for me, I'm still using this camera, and I'm going to use this camera for a very long time, and here's my reasons as to why. The EOS R is a hybrid camera. It was Canon's, teaser as to what was coming for the mirrorless market for Canon. But I'm a photographer first, so for me this camera is more than plenty good. I'm a photographer first, now getting into videography, so this camera absolutely works for me and for my needs. Here's why. The R6 is a beast of a video camera, but it's 20 megapixel. The EOS R is 30 megapixel, the R5 is 45 megapixel. Now, I think 30 megapixel is the sweet spot for, I do a lot of wedding photography, and at the end of the day, we take millions of pictures at wedding, and you don't want to have too many images to go through at super high resolution that will slow down your workflow. I think nowadays 20 megapixels is a little bit on the lower mark, just to get that extra detail you need, and 45 megapixel maybe kind of an overkill, because 30 megapixel is plenty good, and it keeps my workflow down. My computer is still good enough to be able to do what I need it for, you know what I'm saying? So here's my thing. For me to upgrade to the R5, I'm not just gonna have to upgrade the camera, because now I'm into video. I'm definitely gonna use the R5 for video if I bought it for photography. Now, it will make an amazing photography camera to jump on my kit. But as far as video goes, the computer I have an iMac 2015 model, and it's a high spec model, but when I bought it in 2015, and up to today, it's still crazy good for my photography work. And obviously now I'm getting into video, I'm finding that it does struggle a little bit with all these crazy codecs. Now it handles H.264 pretty well, but it struggles with H.265. And this is where I run into problem if I upgrade to the R5 or the R6. Those cameras, when shooting at 10-bit, use H.265. And I got an Atomos Ninja 5, which allows me to shoot Apple ProRes, which my computer edit ProRes, no problem whatsoever, no struggles. But here's the thing, the R5 shoots 4K 120 and below. Now my Ninja V doesn't support 120 FPS, so for me to upgrade, I still gonna have to struggle of using H.265 because my Atomos Ninja doesn't support 120. Also, me upgrading to the R5 is not just a camera. I'm gonna have to upgrade my whole computer system. I'm gonna have to get a new iMac, and I'm gonna have to get a lot of new things to be able to run this camera and, get clients' work over to them, at a, speedy fashion. Now, the clients I'm working with today don't need the high-end specs that's coming out of these cameras. I work with a lot of low budget client, and the reason why I do that is because in this industry you have to know where your limitations are, and you have to understand, you know, what some clients might accept and what some clients might not accept. Now, I know the EOS R, although it shoots 4K 10-bit, it does have some drawbacks that I can't get into that high grade market. So you keep away from that for now until you invest into something, you know, bigger. Like right now, I'm eyeing up the Komodo. Yeah, I want to get, when I move away from this hybrid system, I want to get a proper video camera. And right now I'm eyeing up the red Komodo. We'll get into that a little bit later. Let me just finish these sentences. So for me, you know, the EOS R is plenty good. Now, people complain about its 4K being soft, but isn't that why we have editing software to kind of manipulate our images to make it better than what comes out of the camera? Why you complain about it for? Another thing is, you complain about the 4K in the EOS R. Have you seen the 4K 10-bit? That thing is plenty sharp. If you don't believe me, check this video out here in this link somewhere above here. That's one of my videos I did recently, and that is the first video I shot in the 4K 10-bit because I got a wide lens that allows me to film in my small room space in the 4, because you know it has a big crop, and you need a wide lens to be able to, you know, have a nice field of view still when you're using it. So just check out that video and let me know what you think about that 4K. It is absolutely delicious, you know. And for, you know, I'm gonna drop some examples of the things I've been doing with this camera. You know, if you can look at these examples, you know, as you can see, they are crisp. Some of them has been shot in full HD and some of them has been shot in 4K 10-bit. And I'm telling you now, whatever you're watching this on, you will not be able to tell the difference, because if you know your tools, you will not let your tools defeat you, or you will not let, you know, society judge what you're putting out there if you understand the tools that you're working with. And for me, for now, I'm really happy with my EOS R, because remember, I'm a photographer first. This is plenty good for my wedding photography, my fashion photography, beauty work. It's still got enough details for me to produce this to client. And for me, I'm winning at the moment, photography wise. Videographer wise, I'm new to the game, but I'm getting work. But at the end of the day, you have to kind of know where you draw the line and who you offer your business to, because you have to understand the limitations that your camera offers until you get a camera that can offer more. Like for me, now I'm gonna get into the Komodo. I've been doing a lot of research on it, and I was looking at the EZ or the ZE, the EZ. But it's either that one or the Komodo, but I'm leaning towards the Komodo more, and here's why. Who doesn't want a global shutter? You know, who doesn't want to be able to do fast action and have no rolling shutter? Just, you know, and I think for me, because it does shoot internal Apple ProRes, and until I can upgrade my Ninja V to the new Ninja V Plus, which allows you to shoot 120 FPS and 8K and blah, 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 you know, the Komodo is plenty good. So I'm not going to get into that too much because I don't have one, but I just want to let you guys know that when I do invest in another camera to shoot video primarily, it will 100% be the Komodo. Now let me get back to the R. People are knocking the R these days, and I really hate it. They're talking about, oh, it's slow frames per second. It only shoots 5 frames per second in continuous shooting and 8 if you lock off the autofocus. Now, I don't shoot sports. I shoot weddings, fashion, and beauty. All very slow moving subjects. Nothing that I need 20 FPS to shoot. So for me, the 20 FPS is not good for me. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind getting a slightly better autofocus system, but I've never had any issues with my autofocus on the R. You know, people saying that the new autofocus system is plenty sticky, but I've not missed any shot since I've had the R, because the autofocus works for me. They complain it's not the greatest in low light and the dynamic range is crap. I'm fed up. I'm sick and tired of this whole dynamic image this, low light this. Why are you buying a camera to shoot in low light for? Do you understand? Like, why are you shooting in low light? I guess sometimes you cannot avoid shooting in low light, but I don't shoot low light. I shoot fashion, so I'm outside daytime. Shoot weddings, I'm outside daytime. Wedding venues are plenty good lit in my environment that I work into. So for me, the EOS R is plenty good. This camera is so amazing that, let me just do some maths for you guys. In the UK, to date, the R5 is £4,100. £4,100. Now, you can pick up 2 EOS R for that price and an RP if you wanted a little backup camera. That's a no-brainer. For the work I do, that's plenty good for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then, if I upgrade to the R, I've got to buy a memory card, which is expensive. Then I got to upgrade my computer system, and to get a nice beefy computer system, that's another £2,000-3,000. So for me to upgrade to the EOS, the R5, I'm looking at least £8,000 to £10,000 with everything I will need to get that up and running, video-wise and photography-wise. That's just a silly bit of upgrade at the moment when the tools I've got work for the things I've got. And trust me, I am getting video client for what I can offer them, because, you know, they're not high budget, they don't have the high budget. And sometimes I feel that people that can't afford big videographers, they're so creative, but they just don't have the budget to go out there. So why not someone like myself, who is quite creative, offer someone on a low budget something just as good as someone on a high, someone on a high budget, want to get? Because, like I said, if you know and understand your tool, you can make that work for you instead of you trying to figure out how to work it. So I'm gonna drop this on this note. The EOS R is a really good camera, and I'm quite sad that, and I guess you guys can tell that I'm a Canon fanboy. I'm not ashamed to say it. I've reached out to Sony. Like right now, I'm shooting on my my A7 III, and that's because it's just been catching dust. And I thought today, why not try and get it out? I'm shooting on it's connected to the Ninja V, so hopefully I'll be able to, because it's been a while since I've had a play with it, and I'm really hoping that I can grade this S-Log3 and see how it goes. But for me, I'm going to carry on using the R. I'm going to pick up another one because now it's a lot cheaper, and I'm just going to keep running with them until I feel the need to upgrade to the R5 or downgrade to the R6, because the only thing the R6 has to offer me is the internal 4K 10-bit. And for me, I believe the fact that the Ninja V gives a better quality 4K. Who cares about the crop? Get a proper lens and it's fine. Most of these cinema cameras now are Super 35. Okay, the EOS R crops in a little bit more than a Super 35, but it's still plenty good. Most cinema cameras are Super 35 cameras. There are crop factors. They're not full frame. Only now, the C500 Mark II and they're all coming into the full frame market, but most of the cinema cameras are Super 35. So why are you knocking the crop factor and the R for? Get a speed booster if it's a problem. And the R has so much to offer. Okay, the R5 and R6 has a dial here where you can use probably for your ISO or customize, not had one to play with. But guess what? I've got the adapter ring here, and I've assigned that to my ISO, but you can assign that to whatever you need it for. The camera is it's my baby. I don't even know why you guys don't like it. Please, guys, lay off the EOS R and give it a break. Give it a break. It's a damn good camera, especially if you're a photographer. This camera is absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, guys, is the EOS R still good? Any good in 2021 or mid 2021 with all these other super cameras out there? Absolutely. For me, it's a great camera. I've been busy since the lockdown has been lifted. I've been doing a lot of video, I've been doing photography, had my first wedding last weekend, and it was amazing. The camera is just, I'm just gonna leave it as that. So I just want to say to you guys, for you guys who's been following me and supporting this channel, apologies again, sincere apologies of not being able to get anything out to you guys sooner. But like I said, I'm super busy right now just with life and everything else. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and spread the love, and keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And before I go again, please just take a minute to appreciate this hand. This was done hand. This is all done by hand. I'm gonna drop the contacts in my description below. Anything you want on your wall, this guy's got you. So on that note, guys, do have an amazing weekend. Bless. Peace. Ashton is out.